Hello and welcome to the Sport for Business Daily, where we're joined this morning by Darren McGrath. Darren is the founder of Sunday, All About Sunday. It's all about horse racing, and it's horse racing on demand. You're very welcome to Sport for Business, Darren.
Morning, Rob. How are you?
Tell us a little bit about the concept first, though, of on-demand horse racing ownership.
The idea was all about making racehorse ownership immediately accessible in an on-demand way. Okay, so very similar to your Netflix, very similar to your Ubers, taking an existing market that is there and looking to service the customer in a new way that allows them to get an instant experience. Horse racing over the last 10, 15 years has just been dominated by the betting story. And that's really what you hear about when you have the coverage in the media, etc., that such and such a race is on, big race, such and such a horse is favorite. That's fine. That's, part and parcel of the fabric that is racing, but it's not the end of the story. And for us, while we're working on the development of the project, we're looking at a sport where the emotional side is very much untapped. But at the same time, there are many owners that are there that are absolutely absorbed in the sport. That's kind of what we're offering, and allowing people to access that for a small amount of money through the app. So if we look at, any of the apps that are out there, they're allowed, or what they're trying to do is give people the opportunity to enjoy an experience without having to spend, a gazillion euros.
As a background to it, we started speaking a couple of months back, and we created a mini syndicate within the syndicate. So there's 8 of us, 8 Sport for Business members, drawn from the worlds of sport and business, from advertising agencies, from some of our major sports. 8 of us as individuals that are enjoying the ride. And though we haven't been able to go to the yard to actually smell the roses and really get into the physical atmosphere of it, it still feels as though we're a part of this journey, because the app is very good. We've heard direct from the trainer, we've heard direct from the jockey, we've seen elements of the horse working on the gallops, and it's a real inside track on what this is. So how many of us are there out there at the moment now that are experiencing this? For, as you say, this is less than 100 quid all in, buys you a seat at the table where you're competing with Sheikh Mohammed or JP McManus or any of the, the big racehorse owners.
How the product offering works from a purchasing perspective is that each horse is syndicated with 2,500 micro shares. And each micro share will cost 91 euros for Say What You Want, for instance, but also 51 euros for one of the other horses. So at the moment, there's 4 different horses on the app that you buy access to, and then you get to follow the story, as you said. So let's say it's your 91 euro purchase, and what do you get for that? It's all of the video content and all of the access to the opinions of the trainer, the work rider, and the jockey. And I think that's what gives people then the buzz of the fact that, okay, I mightn't be able to attend racing at the moment, but going forward, I can actually get behind the scenes as close as you want. Within 2 minutes of the race finishing, I'm going to get the point of view from the jockey. It'll be followed up with the point of view from the trainer. And we combine that then with the ongoing content, training content during the week, the gallops footage as well, where we're making our videos. We put speedometers, heart monitors on the horses, and we make this experience as realistic that you can nearly touch it for the owner for a very basic amount of money, whereas usually it'd cost 4 figures to get involved in a horse. We're kind of in the 40 to 100 euro bracket, and that's what makes the whole thing very exciting.
It's very democratic, and it's kind of the way that sport is going at the moment. If you look at a football club like Barcelona is owned by the members of Barcelona Football Club. Exactly the same here with Bohemians and with Cork City. And this is, as a concept, it's got the potential to actually be rolled out into others as well, which is probably what got you excited about it in the first place. But the way that Netflix has changed the way that we view, the way that Deliveroo has changed the way that we eat, and all of these on-demand services are really important. Was that the key element of this that attracted you? Because in the mid-noughties, you created a digital advertising agency, which grew to be one of the biggest in Dublin, Brando Agency. And then you sold up, walked away from that. Is that what you were looking for? Were you looking for something that could change the way that sport is seen and consumed?
So the drive behind this in day one was the democratizing idea. That was the thing. How can we use technology to bring something that mightn't be generally accessible and make it accessible? But it was, from a strategic perspective, I became very, very fascinated with Manchester United, Barcelona, and all of the on-demand brands that you mentioned there, from Uber to Deliveroo. So that was really the strategy from the technology side. Horse racing was something that I was interested in, and I had a point of view on it. But the democratizing point that you mentioned is spot on. And then the technology side was what kind of mashed everything up at the beginning. And then it was about putting the teams together with the tech experience, the content creation experience, to unlock the sport. And you're right, sport, it's the new religion in some ways for people. The cathedrals have been empty for the last 12 months, and we all saw the change in the Premier League, last weekend when the fans started to return. The fact is, we love it. It absorbs us, and we're extremely passionate about it. And as you saw with the European Super League, people can get very much nearly extreme in terms of their opinions, views, or desires. And that's why, I've got such a great feeling about the direction that we're going in, because we have a purpose in terms of democratizing ownership. We have the technology from an on-demand perspective, and we're going to unlock the passion and the love that people have for horse racing and the sporting experience. And I think that's really the mainstay of the ingredients. And the amount of communication that we get from the owners. And I love the way that when they would comment or when they would send in an email, that they refer to it as my horse. When will my horse be running again? And that's the juice of it. The lady or the guy might have only spent, one share for 91 euros, but it is their horse. Fact. And they're quite entitled to say, when's my horse running next? And I love it. And, that gives you an idea of how the fan is thinking about it.
You watch the race through a totally different lens than if it was just a bet, or if it
100%
was watching it from that point of view. Is it peculiarly Irish, this love of horse racing, or is this something that you've got ambitions to take onto a global scale?
Oh, I think that, fantastic question. We look at this country and we look at this country in the sporting context. We excel in terms of rugby union. We excel in terms of boxing. We excel in golf, and we excel in horse racing. Why? Because it's the fabric of either the sporting infrastructure or the schooling infrastructure, and we're very, very good at it. And at the end of the day, from the get-go, and I don't mind saying this because, you must have ambitions. We have the talent and the race horses and the horsemanship in this country to take this product anywhere.
The excitement of us is kind of hard to convey in a digital format, but when we get real, when we actually get to go and see the horse, and we get to go back to the race course and actually watch her running, that is going to be a very special moment indeed. If you do, for the moment and the first stop on what's going to be an exciting journey, Darren McGrath from All About Sunday, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Thanks, Rob. Really looking forward to it. Take care. Thank you.